Can y'all hear me? Mademoiselle, monsieur? Comment allez-vous? Bien? Alright, who's here? Calvin, hi. Vinny's World, hi. Oh, wait. I forgot to bring something in. Just give me a second. Something to munch. Okay, so this live stream is a little bit... Hi, Anna. So this live stream is a little bit of a last minute thing. This, in case y'all don't know, is what we call a sort of a delicacy in here parts. This is the fish cracker. The Malay would call it ikan keropok. So it looks like those styrofoam packing that you get when they ship guitars to you from Toman, but these are actually edible. Nice. Oh, wait a minute. Where's my phone? Oh, my phone is... How you guys doing? All good? Is it still cold where you guys are from? Hey, Mark, what are you doing? Why did I put some of these on somewhere else before? I need to cover the covers or else it wouldn't be so crunchy as it is right now. Ooh. How you guys doing? Hi, Pavel. It's still cold there in Czech Republic. Is it still cold? It's so cold, it's so hot here. Like, well, today wasn't that bad because I think it has been raining in this last couple of days. It's at 33. At one time it hit 36. At one time it was really hot. Now it's like 29 degrees because after all it's like 1 a.m. 46. Ooh, in rain. Huh. So I just got back. When did I get back? I got back like last week, I guess. Did I get back last week? Good Lord, so many things happened. Yeah, I think I got back last Saturday, or Sunday. Right. And I'm still having the marks of where I've been. And you can see like scratches. Basically my skin is dry because the place that I was at is like 3 hours away from Nanjing, and it's pretty cold. It's like at night it went down to about 9 at one time, 9 degrees centigrade. So I didn't enjoy the hotel room at all, because this is like a town that is off the usual big cities, and the hotels that they have there, they're good, they're clean, big, nice, but there's certain things that are not really making sense. Like, I'm from Singapore, right? So I'm used to weathers of 35 degrees centigrade. So even at a place where it's 9 degree at night, I would still want some air conditioning, some fresh air, which I'm not getting any, because everything that comes out from the pipes are heaters, right? Warm air. That's nice in Michigan. Oh, 12 degrees. Yeah, so I was like practically perspiring in my room. I had to open up the window, which I didn't want to because the air outside wasn't that good. In the daytime, not good because there's construction nearby. So I have to wallow in that heat, which is really ridiculous. And it cannot do anything about it because it's central aircon, so to say. Like, that's one of the things that I have to go through when I'm traveling in winter in China. So I've been there, done that. It just kind of like, after not doing that for so long, it's, oh man, I have to go through that again. What is this? Halcyonic Kaiju. Ooh, that's a nice name. Fabian, Middle Tennessee, almost 70. Sunshine, beautiful day. Hope my daughter brings the grandchildren over. Nothing like being surrounded by life. Today is cool. Mo, yesterday, everything looking great. Well, I'm glad for you, Fabian. How long is your daughter gonna be here for? Yeah, I mean, as well. Tell me about it. My God, this is so good. So like I was saying, I was back for a week. My skin is getting better, I guess. Yeah, getting acclimatized to the weather, which I'll talk a little bit more about acclimating. 1 week here. I'm gonna be here for a month, or more than a month. I'll be leaving Singapore on May 16 or 17 to Malaysia for another show. And after that, I'm coming back for a while, and I'm going off again to China, and henceforth, a couple more shows in China. And for the month of June and July, I'll be very, very busy touring, because the dates are almost back to back. I have like a couple of days in between. And some of these days, I might not even come home. I would just stay in Taiwan, which is so nearby. I have a friend there, close friend, so I'll be spending some time with them. And I think the only time that I can see that is a little bit looser is probably around August. Even then, I'm not too sure, because they are keeping they are like adding dates to the tour as much as possible, which is good. The show right now is more or less on autopilot in a way. We'll see when we get to Malaysia, because the band has rehearsed enough. Band sounds great. There are a couple of hiccups in the get-go, but it's all been ironed out. Sound guys are the same for every stop, so it makes life easier for us, as well as the instruments that we're using, like the avions, the monitors, the keyboards. I don't use amps, so I'm easy. Both me and the other guitar player, we don't use amps, so we are all going direct out to the FOH. Yeah, basically the wireless sets and all that are just coming from one place and they're supplying it. And that takes a whole lot of worry off our minds, because it's a chore. It's an unnecessary chore to be keeping to keep on thinking about. Oh, this next venue, the musical supplier, where they do have wireless sets for a guitar. The next stop that we go, sometimes they're short of wireless sets for the in-ear, or sometimes we're using a different sets of avions. And I can tell you right now, different sets of avions has different sound quality to it. In some shows you might not have the same FIFR on stage. Keyboards are different. This just sounds different, and just kind of like screw up everything that the band has worked so hard for. So it's always good to have a main central supplier who follows you around, the same monitor guy and the same stage guys that's been following you around, who knows what you want. That's the ideal setup, which I'm getting right now in China, right? So I had that a couple of years back, back in 2015, when I toured for 2 years, and I had the same setup. Everything went down to the coffee that I want, So it was great. I'm having that experience again, which I don't get locally, But probably because I don't play a lot of local gigs anyway. So when you're on a tour, these are the experiences that I get. So I'm kind of sharing with you guys. So if you guys got any question, feel free to ask them tonight since I'm here. Again, like I said, I will be starting my tour again in May, all the way down to probably August, September, and hopefully I get some free time off to do some more reviews. But hey, this is a whole month that I'm free, all the way to the 18th or to the 16th of May. I got a couple of guitars on the way in, and yeah, I'm just like really excited at this month because there's so many stuff happening. Yeah, basically that's it. Oh, Japanese. I don't read Japanese, so I have to translate this, right? Is this all for Wubai? No, not for Wubai. I'm doing it for Eric Moo. Yeah. El Troco. We're back? Alright, so Robert. Why do you call me Robert? What the heck? Milo, are you there? Oh. Konbawa. Actually it's morning, right? So you're in Japan, good. Something I want to show you later on. But guys keep on coming and going, so I don't know whether it's the right time to do this. Oh, it's called Robert. Mark? Oh, wait. Wait a minute. Michigan. It's kind of hard. Based in California, maybe there's a slight chance that I'll be playing in Vegas. No, I don't remember Duvet Bois. Ha. Okay. Well, Robert, guess what? I'm not Japanese. I'm Singaporean Chinese. It's okay. We have Google Translate, so not big a problem. Hope you don't mind a little bit famished because I spent the whole day teaching. I had about an hour-long conversation with a dear friend in Germany. Yes, Robert. And Yeah, a good friend, a good old friend. He used to play guitar in my other band back when I was younger, when I was like in my 20s. Dear old friend, gentlest guy I ever met, and had an hour-long conversation with him, cried with him. You know, he's coming back to Singapore, so it's a good thing. Can't wait for him to come back. Right. Tell me about it. Michigan, yeah. Well, they're trying their best to do something in Taipei. So I don't know. I don't know when they're going to set it up, but as of now, we're doing a lot of shows in China. There may be some shows in Singapore. I don't know. So the dates are still being set up. As far as Taiwan is concerned, he wants to do Taiwan, but there are certain conditions, you know, that he wants. So we're still looking into the arena and see what happens. I'm not his manager, so I wouldn't have much knowledge of that. Good Lord. Wisconsin. We might have a stop in Chicago. I don't know. That's what was mentioned to me on our first show. So I do not know whether it's confirmed or not, but we might be playing in Chicago. So if we do, I'll let you guys know. Yeah, but as far as Michigan itself, Wisconsin, Midwest, Mid-America, it's kind of hot. It's mostly the casino areas, like, you know, if we're lucky, we'll go down to Mohegan Sun, which is in Connecticut, or Las Vegas, Atlantic City, California, like certain places in North LA, Yamave, or down in San Francisco, where they got some really nice, the Hard Rock cafes, you know, Hard Rock cafes, hotels and casinos. Now, those are probably the joints that that will probably have the likelihood of us going there. But then again, so many artists that did concerts last year that I think there was like a bit of overkill in many ways. Hi, David. Good evening. Hong Kong too. So, well, no, we'll see. If and when I have the dates for places other than China, for example, overseas, like who knows, maybe the States or UK or in Hong Kong or Taipei, I would post it in the community page so you guys can you know, check it out. If you guys are able to come for a concert, just come, and yeah, we'll see what happens. Oh, nice. What guitar is that, David? Remember this? My last video? I did this? What do you guys think about it? The UAFX Lion 68 Super League. You wanted a 335 and you got an Eastman 1 T59. Nice. Eastman guitars. I wish I have a chance to play one of those. Yeah, unfortunately, it's quite hard to get here in Singapore. Unless someone would loan it to me, I don't know, maybe. So much better than a Gibson with Seymour Duncan Antiquity humbuckers. Oh, that's nice. Those are nice pickups. Expensive, but nice. Yeah. Do you try the Heritage? I think it's called, what's the Heritage equivalent? 349. Yeah, those are not bad too. Anyway, I don't want to wait anymore, so I'm gonna give you guys a sneak peek about this pedal. It's called a 63 Diamond from Newx. So I guess this is based on a box amp. Haven't tried this yet, so it's quite interesting. So yeah, this is how it looks like. I haven't even unboxed this yet, you know, so you're seeing it for the first time since I'm not going to open the classic cover. I'll save that for the real unboxing video. But basically, it looks like this. Yeah, you have a volume, master, and cut. I guess it's a, and then you have a top boost. You can activate that. So I'm pretty curious about how this sounds like. Now imagine you have on your pedal board all these emulations of amps, and then, you know, like right now I have the Lion 68, I have the Deluxe 61, and you ought to put that, then basically I have like 3 amps in my pedal board by itself. Yeah. And to think that we have come so far, that we are emulating amps in a pedal form. And I've seen guys with all sorts of emulations that is like, whoa. I'm trying to keep my board as simple as possible, but it looks like I might have to extend my board a little bit more. So yeah, which I forgot to tell Monk. Yeah, he needs to send me the large pedal board right now. I love these pedal boards from Newx. These are really nice. The Bumblebees series, they have the smaller ones. This is a medium. I think I probably need a bigger one, a large one. Probably take a real estate right here, and I have no idea where to put the lamp. First world problem. Anyway, so this is the Vox equivalent. Robert, I also ordered 2 new guitars. I bought the Harley Benton HB35 in Lemon Drop. I thought about buying this for over 3 years. Oh, you bought it after you watched my video. Oh man, you like it? And I bought a custom-made Gibson Les Paul that Gibson can make, that one. Do you run them through a power amp or direct to the board? Which one are you talking about, Vinny's World? That pedal or my pedal board? Oh, that really depends on how you want to use them. Like for this, somehow, as been demonstrated in the video, the 68 Super Lead Lion from UAFX can be run directly into the FOH if you choose to. Of course, you probably need what you call, maybe, like, you know, if you think that the caps, the cap sims that are provided here are not enough, you can always buy the aux box, the pedal version, and have further selection as well as options like, you know, mic placements and room snapback and stuff like that, and many caps to choose from. So yeah, these two might just go hand in hand, and you would kind of like, you know, hook them up directly to the FOH without the use of an amplifier if you choose to. But I think for most of us, we want to hear how it sounds like on stage. So I'll probably run this through a FFR if I'm going stereo, I'll have a stereo FR floor monitors. Any floor monitors to do, as long as it's like pretty balanced. We know heavy EQing, and yeah, I'll probably run through that, and then from there on all the way out to the FOH. So thereby negating the use of an amplifier. Right. Now you also can use this as a pedal if you want to, like what I'm using right now. Interesting because I'll show you later on as I play a little bit of how a Marshall can be projected out through a Fender Deluxe amp. So it's pretty interesting. Right. I love your videos about Hardy Benton. It makes me not to think about the price of a guitar or where it's made. Yes, and that's one of the reasons why I love Hardy Benton too, because it gives us the guitar players the option to not worry too much about the price, and thinking more about the playing, It's so hot that my aircon just refused to work anymore. I think it's on strike. Anyway, yeah. So I don't know if I'm able to, I would probably get a bigger pedal board. Just text him. There you go. Right, so I'm not gonna stay too long here. I'm just gonna try out certain stuff. And there's something I want to show you. Because I was actually contemplating on bringing my acoustic guitar out for the tour, which in the end I did not, because the other guitar player is playing the acoustic parts. So I was looking around for a good sturdy acoustic guitar case, something that I might be able to check in instead of getting a big hard case for the acoustic guitar. And I told Monk from Newx about this. So anyway, he has a shop in Taiwan, and he does these cases under his own branding. So he sent me one, and I thought it was pretty impressive. But I haven't opened it yet. I save it for today, so that you guys can kind of look at it the same way as I do. So if either you're in somewhere in Hong Kong or in Singapore or around Asia, you might want to think about checking them out. I think if you're in North America or Canada, it'd be too expensive to ship them over. So maybe not, unless you're here in Singapore or in Taiwan, which these things come from, right? It's really bulky. So this is the acoustic bag. According to him, you can kind of configure it to house a OM size if you want to, or a dreadnought. So the brand is called MKC. Right. Well, guitar bag is manufactured in China, right? But I'll tell you one thing. This is a really good quality. So I'm gonna break this open. And for that, I need a knife. What? The blue FGN? Ah, soon. Not in Singapore. In Singapore or where? What are you talking about? Where are you from? Three-Tone Sally. Nice name, by the way. Right. Calvin, you want to get a Hardy Benton 25th anniversary Fire Mist Les Paul. Oh, they're still out. They'll come back again. They always do. So, the material is really nice. This is definitely waterproof. It's gonna take the place of that other guitar bag that I have for like decades. You know, it's all gunky, so I thought I'll replace that with this. Whoa. Okay, so you have the brand Monk, and the straps are here. Nice straps, like, you know, really comfortable straps. And then you can hook it up here if you want to, you know. And if you don't want, if you want to carry this by hand, you can store away all the straps really easily by the side pocket here, and you're done. All right, so let's take a look at the inside. Thanks. Right, so let's just start from the bottom. You have really nice rubber, yeah, what you call this, rubber backside. Yeah, rubber thingy on your bottom end, and two compartments for you to hold your stuff. This one is pretty big. You can probably put your iPad if you want to, and this is really even bigger. This is even bigger, so you can. There are straps holder too. Interesting design. You can put your cables and every whatnot. This you can also put in your iPad if you want to, and your other stuff like, you know, your pedals or your tuners, strings, cloth, tools. Here's another compartment where you can probably put your IEM monitors, IEMs, and whatever. Yeah. So on the get-go, on the outside, looking in, it's pretty sturdy. There's a slot here for you can put in the hand and carry the guitar this way if you want to lift it up. Okay, let's check out the interior. Oh wow, really plush, right? And you have a two-layer here where you can kind of like detach if you need to from Velcro. So the two heads that you can kind of like detach. And what he said was this guitar can be configurable, can be configured to suit a dreadnought or a OM. This is like an additional cushion for you here in case you need to have a smaller guitar. And you can strap this on, so your guitar will probably hanging here. Small size guitar. GS Mini, you'll probably fit a GS Mini, even though there might be a little bit more room. Easily fixed because you can always put newspaper and stuff like that, or your clothings. But I think this will fit a dreadnought really well. Let's see how it fits. Okay, so on the get-go, I can tell you that this is not that hard as I thought it would be. Now this guitar is meant to be, how should we call it? If you're gonna check this in, you're gonna take a risk because this is not hard at all. Now if something were to drop on top of this, kaput. You know. Other than that, the sides are pretty well reinforced. So I'm thinking that this will be really good if you are traveling by a vehicle like a car or bus. You know, you can probably, like, you know, store this somewhere safe, not worry about it. But in an airplane, maybe not. You know, especially if you're carrying an expensive acoustic guitar. Yeah. Other than that, the materials are really good. This is definitely waterproof. You don't have to worry about water coming into your acoustic guitar at all. Okay, let's try fitting in my Tailor 510 into this guitar and see if it works. This is my old case, you know, it's really old. It's been with me for like many years. So this is my Tailor, what model is this? Let me just confirm the model. Yep, that was right, 510. So this is my Tailor 510. right? I love this guitar to bits. This is one of my earlier acoustic guitar that I used for recording. I recorded like countless albums with this, you know, and it's well made. At that time, the Tailor more or less dominated the acoustic guitar market because of the playability of its neck. Right. So let's try this into this case. Now the case weighs a bit because it's really heavy duty. Like I said again, the sides are really well enforced. The top, it's okay, but not as well enforced as the side. The bottom too, yeah. Alright, so this is a full-size dreadnought. And again, this is configurable. So I didn't take out the bottom part. I could take this out if I want to, or just place it somewhere. Yeah, just like this. And it's all snug. Right? And I could take this out if I want to. If I really need to. Maybe there's more space at the back, which I don't want that to happen too. I want it to be really snug. So this is a good addition to have, so that the guitar is all snug. And then I could just zip it up. And voila! My Tailor 510 is in its new case. Yeah, nice. I mean, you can actually tell that there is a stiffness to the side, right? But like I said, but then again, even if it's a hard plywood case, you know, some of those hard cases that we're talking about, if it's a top blow, like a speaker cabinet falling directly on it, it will still damage the case and the guitar inside. I had that happen when I was on tour back in '98. Where I think the cabinet fell on my Pocket Fly hard case, and my Pocket Fly got damaged because the cabinet is like so heavy. So the chances of this happening is not really that great. Most of the time, if I'm not mistaken, like good airlines, especially the ones in China, they would store guitars like this. As you see, fragile stickers, they would store in a place where they don't run the chance of being crushed by anything heavy. So you can probably check this in if you're feeling lucky. But I think it would suffice, because right now it's really cool. I wouldn't do this to a hostile case at all. So the back, yeah, I think it might work. Checking this in. I don't know. What do you think? Okay, Three-Tone Sally, the FGN is coming over soon enough, hopefully by tomorrow or the day after that. Yeah, and then the reviews will follow right after that. Local chap, no, I actually have it sent from FGN directly, but they send it to Alchemy because Alchemy is their dealer. Yeah. So I'll probably get it from them. They'll probably send it over. Low metal case right towards what? TSA in the airport looks nice. Feel like a cross between a Gator and a Mono. Yes, exactly. I've tried the Mono case and wasn't too impressed, you know, when I first saw them back in 2015. I don't think it's really that dependable. This looks not too bad actually. Yeah, I'm surprised. Yeah, probably because of reinforced side, so it makes the top a little bit more. Yeah, cool. You always choose a hard case to travel, just in case. Yeah, me too, until I found out that I'm injuring my wrist every time I pick it up from the carousel. So I opted for the SKB case, right, you see right here, which is made of materials that that is in your bicycle helmet, so it's pretty sturdy. And I tried it, it's good. I've been touring with this for many years now, no problem whatsoever. Yeah, it's light, you can strap it on, there you go. So this is the case that we spoke about, the MK, the Monk. I'm gonna put the link. I'm gonna put a link here just in case you guys want to, and I'll put the link in the description of this video. All right, it's one. And then there's another link here. So you guys might just want to check them out. Here you go. Okay. So my Guinevere. After doing the second show, I got to tell you guys that this is not because it's my signature guitar. All right, I'm just commenting it as a guitarist per se. I think this reigns as one of my favorite guitars that I use on stage. It's totally easy to play. It's not fighting against me. I have guitars that fight against me on stage. This is one sweet baby, who just plays really beautiful like butter. I'm glad I have it on the reverse headstock because the top strings are like be easier to bend, and that helps when you're playing a show that's more than an hour long, 90 minutes long. And the pickups are really powerful. I think in my setting of my Helix, I had to back down the gain structure a little bit for this guitar to breathe a little more, because there's so much gain on a humbucker that that sometimes it just if I don't back down the gain structure on my Helix, it becomes too saturated. And then I have the mid boost, which helps a lot, especially when I'm on the neck pickup. All in all, I have like versatility of tones for this guitar, so it's really easy to play. Although the fact is I have my battle scars already, but I don't mind. This is a touring guitar, and I finally found the difference between the normal Goto block saddles as compared to the raw vintage bend steel. I like this. This gives me it's very subtle, right? So you got to be listening to your guitar really carefully to know the subtlety of tones. I just find this to be a little bit more chimier, a little more bell-like, a little bit maybe not, well, same sustain, I guess, but the tone, you can tell that it's like a little bit more bell-like, more chimey, not bright, just there's a little bit boost of the mid-range, just very slight boost for maybe the 2K 1.5, just a bit, and it's nice. Okay, I'll play a little, and you can hear how the Super Lead 68 to 68 sounds like through a Fender Deluxe. And later on, I'm going to show you a trick, which is a very good tip, which I show my students today. Not playing, something to do with maintenance of the guitar. Okay. So I'm turning off my Lion. So this is just the amp sound with delay and reverb. This is with this 68 Super Lead. It's gonna be loud. Right? It's like a Marshall. And you can activate the booster if you want to, in which case there is a configuration in the app to make this pedal behave very differently. But the downside of it is that you have to have this app, this 68 line on all the time, which I don't want. I want it to be like a effects pedal, so I could play. Maybe some. And kick in this pedal. And if I don't want this, I want to kick in my 61 Deluxe, I can still do it. With the tremolo. I can get really good sound out of this 61 Deluxe from Origin Effects if I choose to. And if you have enough of the nice warm tone, kick in the 68. And because I have the Grenville, I can kick in my own mid boost here and get a whole lot of sustain. Right, like I said, I'm using this strictly as a effects pedal, right? Very expensive overdrive pedal, but it changes the sound drastically from a Deluxe. I have another booster here from Origin, which is really nice. I can get different tones with this. Sounds very different from the Deluxe 61. So if I bring out the gain for the 61, it sounds like this. It's more in your face. Okay. Again, the DX boost. I like the way it reacts, to my playing. Like how it just reminds me of the time when I was using the JCM 800. I know the JCM 800 is totally a different amp from the Super Lead, but yeah, same response. So with just, yeah, you can get really, I was like hoping to get like the rock out tones that I usually do at the end of my videos, where I mostly use my Helix, and I wanted to do to kind of find a way to get the sort of sound with this deluxe, and I managed to find a way. All good timing. You know, again, I want to give thanks to Newx for passing me this pedal. So it just suits this whole getup, you know. And so if I really want to do a whole full-out blown solo without using my Helix, I can still do it with this setup. Yeah, which basically I can use anywhere live. Yeah, cool. And yes, it's expensive. Like I said in the video, you know, you get what you are paying for, basically, because they're really nice pedals, like, you know, real well made. Oh man, this is like all over the place. I get this sorted out. Too many guitars, man. It's like eating over your real estate. Yeah, let me get it on the other side if I can. Yeah, I'll do that later on. So how does it sound without the Grenville, you might ask? Will it sound better? Let's give it a try. So I'm gonna try my Paoletti. Again, I'm pretty glad that my Paoletti signature has a reverse headstock too, and this guitar still smells the same when it first came in. No, not a wine, but you know, it just smells good. Okay, let's tune up. And with this Paoletti, I'm going to show you something. I don't know whether you can, whether you can tell the difference later on when I'm doing this. Now, mind you, the Paoletti has a lower output. Pickup outputs compared to the Grenville, but it just has this tone. No fancy gadget here, no beat boost, no split cord. I think there's there's a split cord. Forgot. Okay, there's a split cord for the humbucker bag. No. Wait, there's a split cord for both humbuckers. Not mistaken. Alright, so I'm going to activate the RC boost just to give it a little bit more bite. It just turns this into a monster. Clark Kent. My 61. It's got a different tone, you know. Let me tighten this tremolo arm a little bit because I'm not used to it like floating back too much. Okay. Now, do not think that the 68, the UAFX is only capable of that kind of sound. You can go mellow if you want to by bringing down the gain. So yeah, it's not a well, if you have a guitar that has bells and whistles, you know, mid boost and stuff like that, it's going to add a different layer of versatility to whatever you're playing, you know. But the Paul Eddy is just a stripped down, really simple guitar with medium, low to medium output guitars, pickups, and it just sounds great, you know. I love this guitar to bits because it just has a different tone to it, like, you know, not usually the stuff that I would use on stage, you know. But this guitar has so much character to it that if ever I were to cut an album, you know, this would be the guitar that I would probably use a whole lot, you know. And I just like the way it looks. Anyway, so it's it's somewhere in my heart. Okay, yeah. So for it, how many of you guys? 17. Okay, so don't leave. You're gonna learn something. Now this has probably been explained more than once in YouTube or in your affiliation with your friends or whatever you have. So I'm going to teach you something that I do with my guitars all the time, especially when I'm traveling back and forth. I just did this to my Grenville because it went from 10 degrees or 9 degrees to 36 degrees in Singapore. So it went through a whole climate change. And the first thing that you want to do is to check whether your guitar action is affected. So this guitar is weird because in order to adjust the truss rod, I got to take out the whole neck. Not a problem, it's actually easy. But we're not talking about a truss rod adjustment, we're talking about how you can enhance your guitar a little bit better by doing what I'm going to do right now. So certain guitars have different screw joints, right? So you have this as a Phillips screw, right? You need to find the right tool, okay? My Grenville works with a Allen key. Don't ask me why, some guitars do. So I have to use the Allen key for that. So what I do, you know, if you haven't seen this before, you good to pay attention. It looks intimidating at first, but it's not. It's actually quite a simple thing. And what you do is you put your guitar down like this. Can you see me? Right? And what you want is your tie to be hitting the neck portion where your joint is, just in case. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to like unscrew the neck joint. Okay, it sounds crazy, you know. So what I do is I'll just unscrew a bit and try to catch what you can hear. Okay, I can hear a little bit of creak. The second one I'm doing diagonally, right? Okay, you can hear the creak. And then the third one will be here. Oh, third one will be here. Now this guitar has been in here for a long time, so you don't hear that much of a difference. When I was doing my Grenville, I can actually hear audible creak. So what it does is, what I'm doing right now is to loosen the screw so that the neck, because of the tension on the strings that are still on there at the right tuning, it's going to pull the guitar neck into the joint. And then right after that, normally what you do is you tighten it diagonally again if you choose to. There are a couple of school of thoughts. Some would ask you to tighten the top ones first and the second one last. And when it comes to loosening it, they always say, you know, loosen the top one first and then loosen the bottom one so that you would hear audible creak, which I didn't do because I knew this guitar was more or less acclimatized to the room and to the climate that I have here. Now don't be screwing too hard on the neck joint because you don't want your screws to be stripped. So right after that, if I were to plug in my guitar again, I'm gonna see a notable difference. It's gonna be like flat. No, flat. Okay, the G string is flat, just a little bit. D, A. Okay, so this guitar has been acclimatized to this room, as I say, so I didn't hear any really loud creaks. So I'm gonna choose another guitar that I haven't been doing these adjustments for a long time. Let me see now. What guitar can I use? What guitar is this? I've got a Les Paul. Do I need to do my Les Paul? No need. I know it sounds a bit stupid me talking to myself. I do that all the time when I was working in the studio. Back then, guitar is this. Oh, it's my PRS. Square. Oh, what is this? Oh, it's square. Okay, let's do the PRS. See what happens. I haven't touched this guitar for a long time. Okay, the PRS has. No, I can't do this. Is a set screw deck. There's no screw for this. Okay, let's do the square then. My beautiful Telecaster from Square. Alright, so this hasn't been touched for a long time. I don't know whether the next true, so it might not have much of a difference. So again, this features a Phillips screw. So I'm gonna do it right now. Same thing. Oh, maybe I should just tune first and then you can tell the difference. Okay, let's tune this first. All right, done. Okay, I'm going to do the other way around where I'm going to loosen the top ones first. I heard it. Can you hear it? It's an audible creak. Right, then I'm going to do the last one, the bottom one. And yep, you could probably hear it a lot. There you go. I heard it. And this one. Okay. So I'm going to tighten the bottom one again. Now for this guitar, I actually heard the creak, which is good. Means the neck is slotting in back again. Again, don't tighten it too much. Just enough. Okay, so it's all tightened. Let's see the tuning. Flat. You can see the E is flat. B is flat. G is flat. D is flat. A whole lot. A is flat. And E is definitely flat. Right? So, okay, Let's hear how it sounds like. Okay, so sustain is there. I noticed on my Grenville that the sustain has improved because I hear the same audible creak. So it means that I'm doing something right, that the neck has gotten into the joint again. Now, some of the purists will say it's a lot of humbug, but I do this to most of my guitars, those that have been lying dormant like this for a long time. Especially those guitars that I tour with. Like the Grenville, I'm gonna do that in my room when I head on to China, because maybe not so much because the climate in China has risen up considerably. This past few weeks, it has gone up, so I might not have to do a whole lot of tweaking. Hi Milo, I see you. I was wondering where the heck you are. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna answer some of your questions now. Street Three-Tone Sally, nice. Talking about your experiences in playing big arenas and live shows. Us fans of your channel would love to see your rig rundown, which I did. I actually did a rig rundown. You might want to check out a video. Do you run through real amps, FOH pedals you use? Yeah, so I did a video. So you want to check it out, or you want me to give the link to you? I'll give the link to you. I'll give the link to you. Hold on. Why can't I? Just wait out, okay? In a second. My God, it's so slow. Okay. So I actually put this what you call it, this video up, and none of you guys seems to be like, very little of you guys seems to be interested in this video, which I don't know why, because I kind of like show how I set up my live gig and what I do and introduce you to the rest of the band, anyway, so that is nice. And then David was asking about the UA. Yeah, it's expensive. It's nice. Hi strumming Roland. Any suggestion for a Billy Gibbons style tone pedal? There's a minute. I'm wondering if something more. Oh, I don't know. Beautiful. Thank you. Love the guitar. Thank you. Tiago Florentino from Brazil. Hi, ciao. Hola. Ben Mertens. Yeah. Hi. How are you? Where you from, Ben? Right. What's that? They still make EMG or what? Okay. Diago, I just bought an Aria Tech 2, exactly the same as yours. I didn't buy that. You actually went back to the shop, Diago. I have Dr. Frankenstein. I have an early 90s Strat that I installed an EMG boost long ago. It's just a straight boost. EMG does not make it anymore. But it has a small part to adjust gain, comes in handy at times. Yeah, I guess they replace it with the SPC control, which is basically a volume and the mid boost at the same time, which I had installed here. So it's taken the place of the tone control here, and it needs a battery to run, so it's nice. I like this guitar a lot. What is that? Oh, they still do? Okay. Tree tone. Hey John, random question. As someone who's in the local guitar scene for a long time, I wonder if you know my guitar instructor, the great Spencer Go. If so, anything stories to tell? Yes, I know Spencer. I know him well. Not too close a friend, but yeah, we did a show together. Oh my good lord, that was back in the early 90s. For this group called Xiao Hu Dui. I don't know whether you can remember them. So I did a couple of shows in Taiwan with him. He was my roommate. Yeah, I know I'm not gonna share stories with him. I don't like to talk behind people's back. Vinny's World. Oh, you store with the bar on. Oh yeah, the bar is cool. It's not like a traditional tremolo. It's a bar that is like a Bixby, you know, the Vega Tram version, which is really nice, you know. Okay, my Logic 5 was talking to David K. Timothy, hi John. Hi, yeah, hi Timothy. Land of the Coal. I hope you have thawed out by now. Max, hello, how are you doing, Master? I'm doing fine. I was waiting for you guys to come in earlier, but you guys didn't show up. Milo, I just came home just now. Yeah, I was wondering where you're at. Good to have you with us, Milo. Miss you. David, that's the one with the slimmer body, isn't it? Milo. Okay, you're talking about the other guitar. Yeah, Max Best. I just love the sound of Fender Blonde M Sweep. Oh yeah. Like I said again, I can say that countless times. This is one of the best investments that I made. It's a nice guitar, just a little bit about the 335 and all that. Check it out. Finally caught a live stream. Hi, John. Hi, how are you? From CT USA. Connecticut? I don't think so. CT USA. What is it? Tell me, I'm lost. Where's CT USA? Don't make your lovely wife jealous, David. Yeah, I know it. Yeah, it's nice, but wait till you see the other 335 model. Have you seen the one from Heritage, which is really nice, but yeah, it's a bit expensive, but still cheaper than a Gibson. Yeah, and it's well made. And that's so I was right. Connecticut. Oh man, cool. We're just talking about Connecticut, like Mohegan Sun, you know, the casino that used to. I did a couple of shows back in the days. Hmm? Well, my band is arranging flight details to Genting on the month of May. Yeah. Anyway. Oh really? I thought there's always been a trend for the 335. I always love 335. I have a Tokai there somewhere, which I never get to play much, which I'm thinking of selling actually. Anyway, if you are in Singapore, if you want to check this out, you know, let me know, hit me up. Yeah. Ay. Okay, so you got that tip about listening this. So do it carefully, don't rush. It takes you less than 5 minutes to to make a sound, to make a guitar sound a little bit different, you know. This was made in Indonesia, but the workmanship for this is really something else. Yeah, really something else. I mean, I quite like the workmanship for this guitar. This is a very limited run of a Telecaster with a Jazzmaster headstock. And they call it a modified series. It came just limited editions of this. I thought it went well with the tremolo system that I have here. I haven't been using it much, so it's a bit stiff, but I think it's nice. Let's play a little bit. Springs are stiff, I guess, so you can hear that? Yeah, it needs to be loosened up. Maybe you would drop an oil or something and that would do. From Canada, wow. I could probably mod this guitar a little bit more, but I don't think so. I want to do that. It's a great sounding guitar. Okay, with the 68 now, and with my SPC control not engaged. You're right, Super Squire, Squire Vintage Modified. Yeah. Yes, it did. It did came with a Jazzmaster pickup, which really sucked because it was howling like a dog in heat, or like a wolf in heat. And I decided enough is enough. I bought a new pickguard, a tortoiseshell, I asked Wayne to put on a set of hot tally pickups for me, and great, nice. No, I don't. I don't play like him at all. He's so good. I just saw him live last night on an old video that I have. My mind is still blown. He's like so good. I think he's one of my favorite guitarists of all time. You know, because of his musicality, his showmanship, the way he approached melodic approaches to his solos. It's just, you know, it just blows my mind. He's so deep. He's so deep if he wants to go, but yet he stays in the borderline of commercialism and really deep, mystical form of a medieval, so-called quasi-medieval, and you know, kind of music that a lot of people don't understand. But he managed to stay right, you know, at the edge, you know, and it's so nice. And his control, his tone, his flexibility, his willingness to take chances, and that inspires me all the time, you know. And I was like, yeah, when I first heard him in the Flexible, when we came with the guitar player, I saw you guys might have it. I still have it somewhere. It's a little vinyl thing that comes with the guitar magazine. I was like, wow, what the heck is this guy? And I bought the album, you know, and subsequently the CDs that follow. So it's like crazy. I'm a fan ever since then. Tally with a wiggle stick. Square. Okay, makes sense. Okay, right. So cool. This is I didn't explain a whole lot on the video on the Lion Super Lead. The fact is, you can actually do a whole lot more with the cap, with the app. It's like crazy, you know. Right now you can see. Can you see from here? All right. So I have. Can you see this red light? So I have this on, and this is where I can choose between my live setting now and the preset that I stored. So if I were to choose this to be on all the time, this effects to be on all the time, I'm given the options to kind of like there's a booster built in, so I can actually activate this booster by having this. So right now this booster is on. If not, this unit is still on. This is to store the bypass. If not, or the preset, sorry, the presets and the live. For the right hand side, the left hand is to have your booster on or your booster off. So that's so cool. If you're using this live and you're gonna use this all the time, yeah, that's the way to go. Which I stated in the video, that you can actually use the super bass as a amp by itself, a clean setting, and then run your pedals, your distortion overdrive, compressors through it, like how you would use any amp. In that case, the booster will work really nice. And for me, I'm not using this as a always on, so I'll just have to turn it off, and then it's back again to on and off. So cool. And then you can have the 4 cable method, which I spoke about in the video, where you can actually hook this up to the center return of this amp and use this as a preamp instead of the preamp of the Deluxe. All right. And apart from that, there's noise gate, a really good noise gate. I'm shocked. And you have the bright cap, where it adds a little bit more brightness to the sound, which I turned off because it was just too bright. And there's ghost notes, probably some sag going on, I don't know. And then the internal routing, the input routing, you can route it as a low input or a high or a jumper cable kind of routing, which more or less it balance off that you know, the 2 volumes that you see here. There are 2 volume knobs here, like any Marshall amp, like Super Lead. So basically, you can kind of like decide which gain you want to control and get the ultimate tone, you know. And cool. And apart from that, you have 3 amps. You have the Super Lead, the Super Bass, and the Super Lead with a Variac, which is a brown sound. Very versatile, totally usable. So great pedal. I was like having my second thoughts when I put the pedal on today before my lesson started, and I was playing around and I was thinking like, just a bit brittle, right? It's a bit bright sounding. I was like having my thoughts, like my doubts of whether it will work in my setup. But after a little bit of tweaking and turning off the bright cap, yeah, it worked. I mean, now I have a really workable tone for most of my guitars, you know, be it Les Paul or, you know, it just works, you know. What guitar is that? Let me see, what is this? Whoa, where's my James Tailor? Hello friend, long time no see. Okay, let's see how it sounds. I know how it sounds like. So this here how it sounds like through this M configuration. Be interesting. Right. You know what you can do? You can get Apple AirTags. Yeah, that'll be one way. Yeah. Hi, Orion. A little bit of boost. Catch that? You catch that overtone? Okay, so I'm going to do something different. I'm going to do a really clean setup. Going to the super bass. Alright, so if I were to go back to my original setting, which I forgot, let's press preset. The overtones I'm getting on this guitar with this, it's crazy. It's like really nice, and just without a booster, you know, I haven't heard. It's not even turned on, and the booster here is off. The mid boost. Very different sound from the Tailor as opposed to the Gwenville, I guess. Just a different guitar, different pickups, different response. It's here. It's still overtones, but very different character. So one reason is because of the wood. This is Mammy wood, older. James Tailor is an older, 25.5 scale length, 25. So all this plays a part in the tone that you're getting, the response that you're getting. So for this guitar, I might just have to boost up a little bit of the highs. There you go. You hear that? So, which proves what I was trying to tell you a long time ago, telling some of you guys, that no matter what guitar you play, it's always good to know the character of the guitar, what wood scale length, what strings you're stringing on, the pickups that you have, and if you want to mimic a sound of another guitar, all you need to do is to touch the knob, right? Touch the knob, and you get by to if you can probably get the same sound. So. I've been doing that for years because sometimes I bring a whole lot of guitars. When I became a little bit more affluent, I would use like many different guitars, and sometimes in the club I try to get it as close as possible to the other guitars that I was using. Yeah, basically that's it. So for Milo and for some of you, okay, let me answer the common questions. Yes, Stone Sally, I have played a very arts guitar. The Steve Lukather model is in my channel, so just look it up. I'm gonna do the adjustment again on this time on my Jane Styler, the bridge thing. So I'm gonna do same thing. So for Orion and for Milo, if you haven't catch this yet, this is something that I do with most of my guitar every now and then. So I'm going to loosen the bottom one first. I'm going to do it in a different approach. Right. Then I'm going to loosen the top. Yeah, I can hear the creak. Top, left. Yeah, hear the creak. Then back down again. Tighten it. And finito. That's it. Just tighten it. And we'll check if the effect was true or not by tuning again and see whether it goes flat. If it goes flat, means yeah, it works. Okay, let's see. My E is okay. My B is okay. My G is flat. My D is okay. My A is flat. My E is okay. So certain strings were affected. In some, like this guitar has been here for a long time. So I think I did an adjustment on this guitar a couple of months ago. So if, like I said again, if your guitars have been through climate changes, then you know you're gonna have a whole lot of difference. It just pops out like that without any effort. And this is without even a boost. It's the mid boost, the Demeter beat boost. You know, it just adds a different twang to it. Ay ay ay. Now I'm thinking I should bring this up. Yeah, I should bring this up. Maybe for some of my shows. That will really be fun. The only time I'm thinking of bringing this up will be in Malaysia, because then I can bring it back, and henceforth after that I could just use my Grenadier. Interesting tweak. Yes, very interesting. How have you been? How have you been, Milo and Orion? Are you guys doing okay? Who was asking about the Steve Lukather model? Hi Trey, how are you? So, was it Three Tone Sally? Yeah. So the link is here. This is the review of the Steve Lukather model, the Valley Arts. I'm good. I'm good. Orion, so cool to see clips of your recent gigs. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoy it. I tried to get what I need, especially in terms of hardware, to do like some content when I'm overseas, especially so it's gonna be like a travel vlog and a sort of a inside look to the tours, and maybe hopefully I'll get to visit some really nice places that I can bring you guys along with me. And you get to see the behind the scenes, or how we do our shows. So if you guys are interested, then let me know, and then I'll do it. If not, then I just don't want to waste my time carrying a whole lot of stuff everywhere I go. All right. Right. So anything else you want to ask me before I call it a night? Which signature model? I have three. I'm so ashamed to say that. Yes, I have three. The Pauletti, the what you call that? The Xu. So which one are you talking about? Do you play the New Gibson what? I can't see because the heart is in the way. The new ukulele? No, I'm not. John, what do you think about carbon fiber? Is it the future? No, it's not. It never was. I don't think it will be. Carbon fiber in its truest form cannot replicate or compare to wood, basically. Good tone woods. It can never be compared. All of them are. Where are you based? Where are you based? In Europe? Europe, you can get the Pauletti from Pauletti's website. The Xu guitar you have to order from the website from Xu Guitar, so they have to ship it to you from Malaysia. If you happen to be around Asia, then you're in luck because you can just drop them and just kind of order from them. So I have two signature guitars from Xu and one Pauletti, right? One from Pauletti. So nah, plastics, no way. Nothing can be compared to wood. I'm gonna give you a list of how should I say, the links to the guitars. You just give me a second, okay? Excuse me. Richlight. Oh man, I just played a guitar with Richlight and I didn't like it. I didn't like it when it was on some Martin guitars. It just doesn't feel right. Pardon the punch. But the Richlight just has a different feel to it. I don't know, just something not really something that I'm looking forward to. No, I did not. Thank God. Yeah, the earthquake was really bad. The last earthquake that Taiwan had was really bad. I remember seeing the what you call it, the aftermath on the news, and this time around it's still bad, especially in places in Hualien. Yeah. Okay. Who was asking about the Xu guitars? Trey, right? Trey. So this is the link for the Xu guitar in Malaysia. I'm gonna get you the link to the Pauletti guitars. Just give me a second. If I fall asleep, will you guys wake me up? Where's the Pauletti playlist? Good lord. There you go. Okay. So the link to my signature guitar, if you're in Europe, yeah, you might want to take a look at this. So this is my Pauletti signature guitar. Now I have two signature guitars from Shu. One is Greneville, which is the red one, which you see, which I'm touring with, and the other one is Lea, L-E-A. Some of you guys call it a bacon guitar. Yeah, so I have two of these. Yes, Hualien is a very nice place. Unfortunately, Hualien is also very near the coastal as well as the mountain. So every now and then you have like landslides, and it's quite treacherous in certain places. So especially when there's earthquake, you know, you're gonna have landslides, and some of these landslides actually cause some fatalities through the years. Yeah. You don't have any signature guitar? Well, sign at the back of your guitar and you have yourself a nice signature guitar. Orion, what brand? Acoustic, I use the Alderos, or now I've shifted to Stay in Tune. I use gauges 13s, yeah, for my Martin, as well as my Tailor, because I use them to record. I use 12s for the guitars that I play live, like for my Enya with my Arabex, so I use 12 for that. I might change to 12s later on, because yeah, I don't know. The 13 sounds really good on the Martin, because it kind of like resonates a little bit more, especially when you're recording strumming, because recording strumming parts. Oh my good lord! I'm gonna spill my guitar on my power supply, which is bad news. Thankfully, nope. Wasn't too bad. I'm clumsy. I think the older I get, the clumsier I get. Yeah. You use 12 gauge strings. 12 gauge is for my live. Yeah, for my live live acoustic guitars. Well, actually, the Shu guitars, in all fairness, is not that expensive. You know, you can actually call them up, email Ray, and make your own signature guitar. And depending on it's all dependent on the tone woods that you use. Like I managed to cut down the cost for the Greneville, because the wood is mammy wool instead of the red cedar that I had, or the Malaysian swamp ash. It's just mammy wool, and instead of a drop top, I have a veneer, a really nice veneer though, flame maple veneer. Instead of having like a 5-piece neck, which I had on my Lea, I have a 1-piece roasted maple, a really nice roasted maple neck. And for the fretboard, I stuck with the Malaysian blackwood, which is okay. And then stainless steel frets, these are all normal, these are all like standard. Ties, string, where's that? A nut, no string trees. You had the Magnum, Goto Magnum locking tuners. So all these are like standard in the package, and it just costs like 1,003. Right now, if you order that guitar, you're gonna have a discount. Just had to quote John is just too loud, and you get a discount, a really good discount. So if you think about it, it's not really that terribly expensive. And if you don't want to get my guitar, if somehow you don't like me, get your own guitar. Like, you know, you can just tell Ray that I want something around that price range. What do you recommend? Or if you want certain woods, you can always stipulate, like, I want alder, I want swamp ash, I want mahogany. And the choices are there for you, and he will make them for you, you know. So go visit his website and check it out. I haven't tried that EVH Wolfgang yet. So I'm like wondering who brings them in over here in Singapore. Maybe Sweetie, I don't know. So maybe I can just check it out. Yeah. And it's because of you guys, asking me about FGN. I actually approached FGN Japan, and they're so kind. Yu-san is the guy that I liaise with, and I want to give him credits for like really following on me, and yeah, passing me 3 guitars. So I'm waiting to receive those 3 guitars, and to do my due reviews. I'm gonna keep them supposedly, maybe 1 or 2 or maybe all 3, depending on how I feel about them. And yeah, so you guys asked, I just try and emailed them, and they responded very fast, very courteously, very efficiently, like all Japanese. So it's great. Yeah. Okay, you will. And they have very nice models these days. I just saw some of it in Instagram. Really nice. Yeah, there's some nice color combination which I find to be really interesting. Fedi people. Hola, for Buenos Aires. Yeah. The other signature guitar, which is a Leah, is here. So you can take a look at it. Who's that? Trey, if still around. So this is a Leah, the bacon guitar. I remember when I first got my Paul Addy, and you guys were asking me whether I get drunk when I'm playing too close to the Paul Addy. No, it doesn't actually smell of wine at all. Yeah, it's got a great smell. It's, after all, this what wood is this? Is it cedar? What wood is this? I forgot. I remember. Um, I think it's cedar. I don't know. Could be. Forgot. I'll have a look at the sheet guitars. Yeah, do that. They can make your own signature guitar. Like I said, they can do it for you if you want to. They have the David K, and you can have your David K on a what you call that? Chestnut. Sorry, the Paladin is made of chestnut, so it has a nice distinct aroma to it. Really nice. Yeah, you can have a David K, and then you can have them to engrave the equivalent of David K in Chinese or in Japanese for you. That would really be neat. I was thinking of, yeah, at first I was thinking of like maybe getting it in Chinese kanji letterings. Then I reminded myself that I'm a Chinese, so I rather go with Chinese. And he was so nice. Or the hefty discount is not for your signature guitar, it's for my signature guitar. If you're buying the signature guitar, my signature guitar, you're gonna have a discount. But you can always try and just ask him what you can do. Where was I? Oh yeah, I was thinking of having a kanji, but then I wanted Chinese, and then he was so nice. He gave me the traditional lettering of the Chinese character of my name, which I was so impressed. You know, it just looks really, really classy. You know. Ah, I'm tired. Remember the old Dan Fogelberg song? Um, All and Sein. That's the title of the song, and it kind of depicts how well, basically he's writing about himself meeting his ex-girlfriend in a supermarket, and that the love between them still, you know, um, yeah, still tingles. But then it's about a conversation they had with each other. She asked him how is he doing, and he says, because he's a traveling musician, he said the money is good, but the traveling is hell. And it's so rightly depict a life of a touring musician. The money is okay, you know, but the traveling is hell. Um, you know, I almost completely forgot how is it like to travel by air on a sort of a not first class, not business class. You know, sometimes in a budget airline with many people. You know, sometimes in places that I go, there's only one flight per day, so it's gonna be a packed flight. I almost forgot about how is it like traveling in such a condition. Like, you know, the Chinese people, they're lovely people, but sometimes they have a funny way of sitting in the airplane. Like, you know, most of us will lie back in our seat, probably lean ourselves back a little bit more and try to sleep like that, you know, or like that or whatever. But the Chinese will always put up the tray, and they would put their hands there, and they would like lean forward against the seat in front of them, you know, and that will get me going. I mean, I'm so irritated by this all the time, you know, and many a times I got to like turn back and more or less give him her, mostly it's a girl, indication that this is not good, that I can't sleep, and because you can't sleep, you're making me feel the same. So sometimes when push comes to shove, I would just lean back abruptly, and they would go like, you know, and then you get a message. I didn't want to do that, but you know, sometimes I have no choice, and this is just part of it. And then you get guys who would, you know, people who would talk really loud. Sometimes these days is better. You know, it was quite bad in the early 2000. This time around, it's a little better. And you know, God help you if you have a baby right in front of you. He's gonna cry his lungs out. So this happened anywhere, whether in the States or whether in China or whatever. And the good thing is that the Chinese people are really nice and considerate in most times. So sometimes they'll break up mandarins and they will eat on board the plane and they will share with you. That's good. I like the smell of mandarin anyway. Um, yeah, air traveling, and especially if you're going to transit. Don't get me started. You know, even now that these days the Chinese airports are really nice and modern, you know, to sit and wait for a couple hours for your next flight is like, oh man, you know, you're not here, you're not there, you can't lie down, you cannot like relax and be yourself, and all you think about is, okay, I'm going to get back to my hotel room. And that's what you think of all the time, and that for me is a struggle, especially at this age. It wasn't a struggle for me when I was younger, but right now I can feel the. So right now I told the organizer that, you know, if possible I would like to have a direct flight, and because we have a budget airline right now in Singapore under Singapore Airlines called Scoot, they have a lot of direct flights to a lot of cities in China. So yeah, so that works to my advantage, and that's good. So, but there'll be places I am sure that I will need to transit, and I'm not looking forward to that. Yeah, traveling. You know. And then after you get off the flight, you're gonna go to the carousel, pick up your stuff, which is a whole lot. And then this time around, not too bad. I get guys coming in to pick me up. You know, transport to wait for me and hold out my name card. Last time I did, when I was in Beijing, I had to like exit from the Beijing airport, catch a grab, or catch a not grab, a cab to the hotel that I'm staying in. Sometimes the cab driver would like, you know, try to take advantage or pretend that he's lost so that he can earn a few extra bucks. But nowadays, no, nowadays there are laws in place, so the cab drivers are not like that, and you can always call a Uber. You know, they call it a TT车in China, and they are very strict on that, so you're pretty safe. So China, in all fairness, the big cities are pretty safe. They try to model whatever they're doing to. I can see the resemblance to certain things that Singapore has, like the signs, the way we work, you know, in airports and in roads and streets. They are actually trying to emulate that a lot, and I find it to be a joy. So this time around, when I went, my first show for this tour was in this place called Wuhan, right? And Wuhan, if you remember, was the epicenter of the coronavirus, and a lot of people died there. The country was on lock. The whole state was on lockdown. Guys were suffering, but when I went up there, I saw a complete 180 change. Yeah, the whole city is filled with life and efficiency. Like I was sharing, I think I was sharing in one of the videos or in my post in Facebook that I ordered, you know, because I was figuring out my spring tension, and I needed a Phillips screwdriver, which I conveniently forgot to bring. And I call my drummer, and he's a native, and I told him like I need a Phillips screwdriver, and I show him what I wanted. And say, yeah, no problem, I can get that ordered and sent to you within half an hour. And go like, what? Half an hour? I said, are you sure? And he said, yeah, half an hour and it'll be in your room. I said, okay, cool. And I waited half an hour. He came to my room and says, there you go, teacher. He called me 老师, teacher. I go, wow. And I said, oh, I should pay you. How much is it? And it says like it's like $6 renminbi or something. Just like $1, maybe 90 cents or 80 cents in US dollars. I go, what? A whole set of tools, right? Yeah, they're flimsy made, you know, not of a high quality, but it get the job done. And within half an hour, I got my tool. So I'm going like, wow. And apparently not just tools. You can order anything online. You can order food, medicine. You can order like coats, hats, shoes, whatever you want. It's like efficiency is the word, you know. They get it to you as fast as possible. Like we ordered Starbucks, and Starbucks was like 13 km away. It came in really fast because they have like a certain time limit, and if they bypass the time limit, they're gonna get deducted for whatever cost of their delivery is. So it's crazy. China is such a different place compared to a decade ago. Oh, that's not room service. That's just online shopping. Yeah, don't get the wrong idea. It's online shopping. Yeah, I mean, these are. I understand what you're talking about, Milo, but you know, these are like normal flights that you get anywhere. So even on the Lufthansa or you know the major airlines, you know, you get seats like that. Emirates, you know, Emirates are not too bad. Emirates are actually pretty good. The seats there, you know. Yeah, domestic flights are awful. So Vinny's will know what I'm talking about. Think that you are young and your old age will go away. The older you get, the harder it is for. Oh, sure, yeah. And you can't even return on the spot if you. Yeah, that's the good thing about it. It's amazing. You can actually return it. You know. Yeah, you're right, Vinny. You know, it's the whole system, the Taobao, the AliExpress, whatever, you know, online shopping is just crazy. Bye, Timothy. You take care. Yeah, I'm gonna get some sleep. Oh wow. You asking me to get some sleep? I will pretty soon. You know. And this whole thing about you know, whatever is in the news and everything, I find that to be a completely turnaround. You know, when I went over there, I like what I'm seeing. You know, I like what I'm experiencing. You know, things are just so fast, and the people are so nice. Now I'm sure you're gonna meet up with some a-holes everywhere you go, but all in all, in general, the Chinese people are really friendly. They're really helpful. Um, yeah, nice. And hey, I'm still a working male. Not that I have roving hands, but I do appreciate female beauty. I'm a heterosexual after all. The Chinese girls, they are not as done up surgically like in Korea or maybe in Japan or even in some places like in Singapore. Like some of the young girls have gone through surgeries even at a young age. The Chinese, in certain places, the natural beauty of the women folks there are like amazing without surgery. Now, given the fact that there is a whole lot of plastic surgery going on Chinese girls, especially in the big cities like Shanghai and Beijing, but we're talking about the small little towns, like the places that I've been. There's this hotel that I went in Suqian, remember? It's a very off-beaten town, 3 hours out of Nanjing. And I went into the hotel, and this cute little thing, the hotel receptionist, she has the most beautiful smile I've ever seen for a long time, apart from my wife. And I complimented her on her smile, and she was like so shy, you know. So you get these experiences, you know, again in China. So even guys, they are really good looking. My monitor Samen looks like a Korean actor, and I'm sure he never did go under the knife. He's a great looking guy, and I complimented on him. I said, "Wow, you're really good looking." And he said, "Oh, thank you. You're better looking." And he said, "No, I'm old. You are really good looking." You know, and the next generation of Chinese people are, they're good and bad. You know, again, you have the different culture because the Chinese have always have their one child policy, so the kids sometimes are pretty spoiled. But so far, I've seen the young ones. They are knowledgeable. They know their history, right? And they're really fast. They kept up with technology like really fast. They're into like the sound guys that I work with. They are at the top of the game. You know, they have all this remote stuff doing the FOH, and they know the stuff. They know the compressors. They know everything. So it's easy to communicate with them. As compared to some of the guys that I work with in Singapore, like in some of the places in Singapore where they are not very knowledgeable but yet have an attitude sometimes. And we're not just talking about Singapore, we're talking about places in the States too. Some of the places that I work. But the most of the places that I work are casinos. So they're all the guys there are really good at what they do. There were times when I did shows back in the past where they were not that efficient. In Malaysia, yeah, we get really nice people because they're all mostly like contractors from outside, so it's pretty cool. So I see the whole different approaches to what they do, and I'm quite impressed. Very seriously. Now I'm not Chinese. I'm Singaporean Chinese. I've been to China countless of times since 1993, and I've seen how the country grew, how the country developed, how the country went through whatever they're going through. I remember the first time I was in Beijing in 1994, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, and that was like a couple of years after Tiananmen Square. Remember Tiananmen Square where they killed a whole lot of students? A whole lot of soldiers died too, but there was basically a massacre of students. And I went to Beijing to record a string section, like string arrangements, you know, and they were really good, right? The string players in Beijing were really good. And I remember when I went to Beijing for the first time, there wasn't any cars, not a whole lot of cars. Probably some buses, some vans, an occasional car or two. Most of the transport was done by bicycle. Everybody was cycling on a bicycle. And I'm going to, whoa, you know? And I went to Tiananmen Square where this thing happened, and I saw the bullet holes. I was going to take a photo, and the soldiers or the police there shouted at me, no, not to take photos. I said, okay, cool. Don't have to shout. So yeah, it was a different world, you know. And then fast forward to year 2005, boom, cars everywhere. Beijing was polluted with exhaust fumes, you know, and desert winds and desert storm, and the whole place is like a chaotic place. You cannot breathe. You know, you had to have mask on, and not just Beijing, but most cities in China was really bad. The air was really bad. I remember touring in China from year 2010 all the way to 2000 and what uh, 16 or 17. I remember in certain cities I had to put on my mask when I came off the airplane because the air was really bad. You can just smell it. And in certain places where the haze was so bad that you cannot see in front of you for 5 feet, you know, it's all blur. That's how bad the air was in China. Now they clean up their act. You know, China right now has cleaned up their environment. They've installed a whole lot of stuff, and if you notice, there's this electric car thing that's going on in China. A lot of people are not using diesel or petrol fuel vehicles. They're just going EV, electric vehicles. In Beijing, they've cleaned up the air so much that it's not at least breathable, except when it comes to the desert storm. And you can see that the Chinese government is trying to do something about their own environment, which is something that I had great respect for, because they actually do care for their own population. And this is what my observations are from a third party, someone who has been to China since 1994, 93. And I just see this drastic change, you know. Crazy. Really crazy. Oh yeah. Venus World is one thing that hasn't changed amidst all the advancements is the hard selling, though. The kind of difficult to navigate as someone that's not from. Oh yeah, obviously. And you have different environments, you know, guys from different society coming over. They're not really used, you know. And no matter what, sometimes you cannot change a guy's mindset, a person's mindset, because they're so stamped into propaganda, the Western propaganda. I tried talking about this to one of my cousins, and she was looking at me and answering me as if I'm spewing lies, you know, or Chinese propaganda. I say I'm not, you know. I come from the fact that I didn't like the Chinese people much back when they first came to Singapore. They were non-educated. A lot of them are non-educated, so they behave really crudely in Singapore, and we kind of look down upon them, which is normal, you know. And but that kind of changed when I went to China, and I finally found out why they talk so loud, why the Chinese people talk so loud, and there's a reason behind it, you know. And I'm going to tell you the reason why. China was you know, they are steep in the village infrastructure. Like, there wasn't like major cities. There were major cities, but people were like living like how they would live in rural areas, like in villages, where I see my neighbor there and I go, "Hey John, how you doing this morning? Have you had your coffee yet?" You know? And they would like shout across, you know, and talk, and they would like gossip. The women would gossip loudly and laugh loudly. So it's that sort of spirit that is in the Chinese people. And I wasn't used to it, because when I went to China, I remember I had a transit in Shanghai, and I was walking down, and this whole group of Chinese ladies, they were talking at the top of their voice, and I'm going, why do they need to talk so loud? And it's later on when I went to some of the places in China to teach. I was teaching like worship classes and seminars, and I found out, hey, I went to all these little villages that they are living in, and I go, now I understand. That's how they talk to each other. You know, I had an elder, a church elder, a really nice, he's about 65-year-old Chinese man, stout, well built. You know, he lived the life of rural living. He came and hold my hand as we walk and talk, and I was feeling like a little bit uncomfortable, like, dude, why are you holding my hand? But that's the way they are. If they really like you, they respect you, they will hold your hand. I remember I was doing this tour with Jeff Chang, and I was working with this group of musicians that never worked before, and they hold me in high regards. Apparently my reputation far exceeded me. And the drummer, when we were crossing the road in Beijing, was like, remember Beijing was so filled with cars back in 2014. He would hold my hand and cross the road. And he says, 老师, teacher, let me bring you across. I'm going like, dude, I'm not that old. But that's their form of respect. And I'm always like amazed by that, and I do that nowadays, like, because of what I went through in China. Sometimes when I see elderly folks in my area, in my neighborhood, I would kind of help them any way I can, hold their hands, carry the stuff, open the door, lift the lift door for them, and those who are walking really hard, I would just like pace behind them in case they fall or they slip or they stumble. So it kind of like rub off on me. I mean, I was that way all along, but it just, the sense of, I don't know, what you call that, sense of responsibility for your fellow human being is much stronger these days as I visited China, and like I recently went back and I felt everything was the same. Like I was talking about Wuhan, I see crowds of people in like parks, any open spaces, they'll be dancing. Imagine that. Some of you guys are from South America, right? They'll be dancing to cha-cha. They'll be dancing to Latin American music. They were doing the tango, wide open spaces. And we're not talking about one or two couples. We're talking about hordes of them, like, a couple of hundreds of them. And they'll be dancing, having the fun, the joy, the time of their life, laughing. I'm going to, oh man, they enjoy life in the city. I don't see that in Singapore. The only time I see guys like, hanging out is when they're doing Tai Chi or some Chinese exercise among housewives. Well, that's for the morning. These guys are doing it in the middle of the night, like, 7 p.m. onwards, and not just one place. I was going back to I was heading to the airport, so I was heading through the town, and I see this happening every open spaces. Guys would just gather around and dance. It's so cool. That was a lasting impression for me, recently about all this. But only in big cities like Wuhan. I'm sure I'll see this in like cities like Chongqing, or Changsha, or places like that. Shouting, you're a good shout. Old fashioned, that's cool. I have no problem with old fashioned. That's the way we are. Chinese ladies are stunning, more natural. Here we have a lot of Chinese folks. They are nice people. Girls are cute. In my opinion, one thing that hasn't changed, hard selling. Yeah, okay. Right, I gotta go, guys. I think I stayed enough. Oh, it's almost 3 hours. Right? Please take care of yourself. I'll be seeing you guys a lot. I'm gonna have another live stream possibly next week around the same time. So we'll talk more about life in general. I want to say a short prayer if I could. I just thank you, Jesus, for tonight. I just pray for the people that are here, that Lord, that you will bless them with a good week ahead. Bless them with good health, protect and watch over their families. Give them the joy of music as you have imparted into them. And I pray also, Lord, that you watch our coming in and our going outs. That those who are traveling, just grant us journey mercy. Thank you, Jesus, for the love you have given to us. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Okay? It's okay. We're all tired anyway. I'm really tired. Can hear from my voice. Okay, take care. Good to see you, Milo. Good to see you, Orion. Good to see you, Timothy. You're gone now, I know. And it's good to see you, Max, from Portugal. And Vinny, yeah, good to see you. Thank you for staying up with me all this time. And David, yeah. Bye. Take care of yourself. Night.